Yeah, Eddie Marston. He also got blood atoned.
Dang.
And it's always on the news. The devil is one of these kind of people that want to show everybody the things going on, so that you have to fall down and worship Lucifer, because they are so powerful. Because after all, he said, "I'm God of this world." See, he wasn't at one time. At one time, the good made this world.
We're not getting to the part about your excommunication.
Well, okay, but I'm telling you why I got excommunicated and why they are devils.
Okay.
Okay. So I got up here to Salt Lake, and that's when I'm 17, and then I knew already what Mama said at the time that lady she came talking to her. She said, "There's some things I can't tell you, talk about." She said, like, I'll have my throat slit. See? So, good to not go be doing that. It's the damn devils. So, I decided, well, it wasn't worth making a covenant of hell, where if I happen to tell anybody anything, that I get my throat slit.
That's what they said in the church?
Yes, they do. That's what they had. You get
What the hell?
Yeah, you get your info.
I've never heard that in the church.
Of course not. They change everything. First of all, it looks like, here, you're going to have a beautiful life. You're going to be a god, a goddess. You're going to be a king or a queen. And all it is a damn lie. What they do down in hell, this man went to hell. He actually saw there's a court there. You know, a court. It's all pro. And whoever's the highest as a dragon and sinning and obeying these devils of hell, they get to be honored. And everyone has to bow their knee to them, and they all have to go 100% like you're hypnotized. You obey them or off of your head. Everything's not so rosy, I tell you. You're in the thorns, the thistles. That's why they did all this stuff about Jesus Christ having to die. He had to die to save people. You don't die to save anybody, my dear. You live right. That's the only thing that's going to save anybody. Everything is the opposite of what you're supposed to do for yourself. You get in a club, and that's the end of your being free.
Wow.
So what happened when I was, after I got my divorce from Lynn, because he was a damn Mormon, he had made covenants in the National Guard. You go join any war thing, and the very first page that they give you to sign up is that you don't own anything. You just gave everything up to hell. There's nothing you have. And
that's true, actually, that's true. You become a property of the government once you join the military, which is why I will never join the military.
That's right.
Because I don't want to be a property.
No. But
I'm a free person.
Now. But guess what? By the vaccination and shots they've been doing.
Oh, the COVID stuff, yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous.
The COVID. Well, they make you take any shot they want you to take. And you can't question it.
That's right. And if you do know it's wrong, it's too late. That's why taking the mark of the beast.
Mark of the beast. That's also that's coming. That's in Revelation too.
Not coming. The devil that did it back in the 1800s, 1900s, he made it. He said they paid me $1 million. Us. I guess he had to divide it up.
This is interesting.
He said I've got the DVD on it. The guy says they paid us $1 million to make it, and he said they're only going to use it on animals, so they know where they are, and handicapped. And he said, but they're going to put it on everyone. They're going to have everybody.
Eventually, yeah.
Well, that's what they're doing now. They've been doing it since about 1950 or 60.
Okay.
Yeah. You go to the hospital.
You're going to have to show me some sources on this, but continue.
Well, I've got the DVD showing you.
Okay. Well, we can look at that later, but continue the story for now.
So, I knew then that had the priesthood of the devil. I knew that. And the very first month that we were married, I was sleeping in the double bed with him, and all of a sudden it was dark. All of a sudden his arm went over and hit my stomach real hard. I never even told him he did it or anything, but that's what happened. He actually hit my stomach where I was going to have my baby. Then a few days later...
While you were pregnant?
Yes, I just barely got pregnant.
Oh.
And so I told Lynn I didn't want to work because I had a nervous breakdowns with damn Bill. And he said, you have to. He said, I don't have any money to support you. So instead of me hanging on and saying to hell with you, I hanging on to go to hell.
You should have just told them, I'm pregnant, I can't go to work.
I did. Well, that was before right after I married the damn guy. He told me I had to work. So I got taken care of a couple of children up on the east side in Salt Lake, and I married him in November 30th, and December, about 2 weeks later, I was out in the cold waiting for a bus, and I started bleeding.
Oh, man.
And I went home and I bled for 12 days having a miscarriage.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah. A couple of elders came and they asked if I wanted to get a blessing, and Lynn said no. And
Elders from the church?
yeah.
Okay.
The whole damn thing is just a damn fairy tale of lies.
Okay,
No
okay.
matter who it is, they're wrong.
Okay.
There's no one right.
All right, okay.
So anyway, when my kids were about 13 on down to a baby, 6 years old, I decided to leave him. So I went for, I left, the reason why I left too was that right after I had the youngest boy, Daniel, Joseph, then I got pregnant again, and I started bleeding about 3 months along. So I went and laid down, and I didn't want to lose the baby, and so pretty soon Lynn was taking the kids over to his sister's place to be watched, and one time he started to go without, where I was going to just be in bed there and have nobody there, and I said I need somebody here, so he left Lauren, and so as soon as they left in the car, Lauren goes in the front room, and he starts looking like he's making a fire. He's going to make a fire in the front room.
And how old was Lauren then?
About
12?
Oh, yeah, it's after Daniel, so it'd be
Yeah, that's 5
12
years.
years old, maybe.
Yeah, and he was going to make the fire, and I said, don't make it. Don't do that. And so he just kept playing like he's going to do the damn thing. And then my legs started going numb.
Wow.
Absolutely going numb. It's scary. So I called the medic, and they came and took me to the hospital. I waited about 2 or 3 hours.
They took Joseph, or at least
Yeah.
Joseph even that.
That was before. That's before we went.
Oh.
I went to, and you kids were going to Patches or someplace. And then finally some lady came in, she said, what doctor do you have? I said, I don't have any. And she said, well, there's a Dr. Terry here. And Terry, when Terry around instead of die. I said, I'll take him. So he came in and gave me a DNC. And he said the baby was rotten inside of me. So.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so then I went back home to get in the house, and Lynn's car was there. I was in a trailer park over in Harriman, and Lauren was there. I knocked on the door. I called to see if they'd come and take me home. They wouldn't answer. So I called a guy named, she's a Barlow. The mother was a Barlow, and she'd married Martin Schaefer. She'd married, the son was named Martin, and so was the father, and he died. So I asked Martin if he'd come and take me home. So he and his wife came and took me home. We knocked and knocked and knocked on the door, and no one answered. So I said, I'm going to call the police. And so the guy said, I'm going to call the police. And then I walked around in the side, and I knocked on the door. And then Lauren answered the door. He just turned around and walked back. As soon as he answered the door, he just turned around and walked back from me. So I went in. And Lynn was so mad at me because I went to the paramedics because I thought I might die, you know. So he was really disgusted that he had to pay more money out. And then Alicia, the daughter that's trying to move in here now, we got up in the morning there and she said, I can't breathe. She had a bad flu thing called, and so Lynn was going to go to work, and so I didn't want her to die, so I called the paramedics. So I told the kids, anyone that wants to come with me, come, because I was not going to come back. This is 1980, 80, no, Daniel was just a baby. It was about 3 months after that.
Sometime after that, we went to Arizona.
Yeah, we did that later.
Well, he was still a baby.
Before. No, we did it before that.
Wow.
We went to Arizona
Yeah,
twice.
just before that, yeah.
So this time when Daniel was a baby, we went to Arizona.
Mesa, Arizona?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen the temple there.
yeah.
I've been to that temple.
Anyway, all the kids wanted to come with me, and Lynn says to Sarah and Lauren, don't you dare go, you know, he was scaring them. So they stayed with Lynn, and the rest of them got in the car, in the ambulance thing. So we went to the doctor, and I didn't have any money at all. So so they said, well, they're going to give shots to him because we didn't have any money to pay for it with cash. So they shot, and the kids were sort of rowdy, you know, those kids are just playing around and stuff. So this one nurse was real mad at the kids. So she poked Alicia down to the bone. She let it go down into her bone, and she could hardly walk for about
leg.
2 weeks. Yeah, her leg.
Wow.
And so then somehow or another, I got over to the YWCA. I don't know how I got there. You know, I don't remember who took me or anything, but anyway, me and the kids were at the YWCA. That's supposed to be for battered women. And I got on welfare, and I got, I didn't go back to the trailer. So I lost all the things I had in the trailer. And finally, Lynn couldn't pay for the trailer anymore. And so he gave it back to me. And some guy wanted to buy this trailer. We paid $18,000 for it, and we ended up. The guy wanted to give me $3,800 for it, and so I didn't know if Lynn would give me the title or not. So I told him I'd give him half of the money. So we ended up. I gave him half the money, and lost the nice place we had. 3 bedroom, 2 bath.
It's a great big house.
Yeah, nice big trailer.
That was a rip-off that we only got that much though.
I know. But anyway, you cannot be with the devil and his damn priesthood and expect you're going to be free. I know I went through all that. With not only with Bill, with Lynn, but I also married a man named Austin Belknap.
You have 3 husbands?
And he said, and he told me when I was house cleaning in his office. He was telling me, he said, it's really strange. He said, I had this woman, she was sleeping here in the office, and he said, all at once she disappeared. He said, and I guess she went back to Las Vegas or something. And then I'm cleaning. I reach up on the high shelf. There is white new handkerchiefs, all tied together. And so I said, maybe someone, choked her. Maybe she got killed. And he said, yeah. He said, maybe. And just before that, when I saw the talking, I said, can I have these? I was going to untie them and use them for my nose. He said, yes. And as soon as I told him that maybe someone killed her, he quickly said, I'll keep the handkerchiefs, chiefs. And he said, I'll give them to the police, as evidence, see? But the damn guy was lying. He claimed to be the one mighty strong also, after I left him. And then I was talking to a lady, and
you have something on your chin?
And she said, yeah, probably a sore right there. And she said, I said about Austin Belknap. She said, he's a manipulator. So Austin called me, and I said, this lady said you're a manipulator. And the damn guy said to me, he said, I'm going to call your husband, and I'm going to call my lawyer, and I'm going to take your children away from you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I hung up on him. Later on he came saying he was going to bring some food after months had gone by. He was going to bring some food by. He never did. And then I had the baby. By then, Lynn had gotten the custody of the kids because he wouldn't return my children when I had the custody of them. And so he knocked on the door and he came in. He said, I just bought 5 guns. He said, these guns, if anyone gets shot by them, it blows you apart. You can't tell, couldn't know who they are.
Wow.
I said that?
Yeah, Austin said this to me and Daniel. He said, I'd like to take you and Daniel out in the desert and show you how that works.
Okay.
That would scare me.
Anyway, let's keep going.
And me and Daniel looked at each other and we said, no, thank you. And so we left. He was trying to scare me so I wouldn't get a hold of the police. They were trying to tell him that maybe this lady got murdered.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, on being excommunicated,
Yeah.
I had the children. Lynn was keeping all the kids. I'd lost
What's
the
over
welfare.
there?
I'd lost the welfare help from all 5 kids I had there, and so I was only getting enough help from me on SSI and Daniel, some. And so I was in the Mormon church up on 17th South and 17th East, and I said to the bishop, I said, can I get some food for my children? And he didn't answer me. So he comes to my door, either that same day or another day. He came over with the counselor. And
Well, he just came to your house door.
yeah, he came to my house door and knocked.
Wow.
So I opened up the door. He stepped in. He said, as long as your children are under your roof, we're not going to give them any food. And
Why? They just came randomly?
Yeah, they came after I'd asked him if I had food, and he didn't even answer me. So he said,
That was rude.
as long as your children are under your roof, we're not going to give them any food. And I said, mean to tell me my children have to move out of here before they're going to get
What
any
did you do that triggered that?
Because I did plural marriage, and because they cannot stand anyone being free, especially if it's the devil telling you. And then the damn devil told them you can't live it anymore. So here you are married to someone, and you say, I'm sorry, we can't be married anymore because this damn bastard said that we don't do it anymore, And it was all whoredom. The whole thing is whoredom.
Oh, interesting. So they were mad that you had a plural marriage, and that's why the bishop comes to your door with the council saying, as long as your children are under your roof, no one's getting food.
I didn't ask him the questions. I knew good and well. I understood that anyone that gets excommunicated, they put a red check on you, to be sure that you are watched and try to be guilty where you're going to return. You see, you're going to return back to hell. So then the counselor said, you're an adulterous woman. I said,
wow, they just came to your door. They come to your personal house door to do this to you.
That's what he says.
Oh, man, this is getting interesting. Continue.
Yeah, and so the counselor says, you're an adulterous woman. And I said, well, I think everybody's adulterous. All you have to do is look on a woman to
You are
commit
correct there.
adultery.
You are
yeah,
correct.
you commit adultery.
That's interesting.
And then the damn bishop, his name was Kelsey, Bishop Kelsey. He said, "You're going to be excommunicated." And I said, "Well, I guess it doesn't pay." I said, "I think you ought to pray about it, because in the Doctrine and Covenants it says if anybody gets excommunicated and it's not right, that you get the excommunication. See, you always give back what you do."
Yeah.
And he said, "I don't have to pray." I said, "I don't have to pray about it." He said, "I've already been given my orders."
Wait, this is what the bishop told you?
That's what he said.
Oh, man.
"I've already been given my orders." And then I said, "Well, I guess there wouldn't be any, you've already made your mind up, so I don't need to come to the hearing." He said, "That's right." And then, anyway, I was making him madder and madder. And he said, "You're going to have to go directly to Spencer W. Kimball himself to get back in again." And I said, "Well, if they don't do a lot of changes in the damn church, I'm not interested." So they mailed me the letter that I was excommunicated.
This just all happened at once. Like, just because you were in a plural marriage and you asked for food, and then they said, I don't understand why they would come by and just come by to your...
It was really weird.
You saw it happen?
Yeah,
No.
I was there.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God.
So
How old were you?
I was 17.
And you saw the bishop come by the door to your house, your personal house to do this.
Yeah.
And so Roy Watson I met when he was about
Mom wasn't
80
even
years
in
old.
plural marriage.
No, I wasn't married at all.
That's what's funny. It's like,
So what did they excommunicate her for?
They didn't say.
I don't know.
Because the plural marriage, I don't know.
Anyway, I shouldn't have been in it. As soon as I knew it was wrong, when I was 4 years old, I should have never. I was automatically a member by Mom and Dad. And just think of who your damn ancestors are. We don't know where they came from, who they are, and could be.
Drink some more water, Mom.
Could be thousands of years
I'll
ago.
get you
Some black person made a covenant with the devil that they'd bring all their children to hell.
Wow. And how old were you when the excommunication happened?
I think Mom should have a break and you should have a
I was
break.
40, about 43. Daniel was about 3 or 4 at that time.
And can he go so that I can just do some things with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. And then you said you wrote them back saying, I remember you told me on the phone, you wrote them back saying, I excommunicate you.
Yes, that was 2000.
So they excommunicated you, and then and then until what happened? Just finish the story.
About 40 years later, when in my 70s, I said to Kevin Kraut over at Printing Press in Staniquin, I said, if I had the address of the church office, I would write them and tell them I'm excommunicating them.
Oh.
And so he got the address. I went home, and I said, I named Gilda Bishop, that I'm excommunicating you. And then I did not leave an address or anything else. These bastards are absolutely brainwashed. Everything they say and do, they're told what to say and do. And Roy Watson said every week the leaders of the temple, of the church, go over to the cathedral in Salt Lake City and get the information from the Catholic Pope, the devils, what to do, what to teach the people. So you can see that we're getting nowhere except hell. Anyone that goes along with
you're
it.
going to have to show me some sources on some of this stuff, but that is an interesting story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never got to interview somebody who got excommunicated from the church, but this is interesting. And I know a lot of people do get excommunicated for random things.
Oh, sure. You have to obey 100% these devils, or off with your head. And when you're good and you're free from the Masons and the wizards and all these people that have been completely mind controlled, brainwashed, subliminalized, and hypnotized, they don't know what they're doing. They actually think that what they're doing is right, and it's 100% for hell.
Wow. Well, Gilda, thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.
Of course, I got it. I'm gonna have to edit it severely, but thank you.
Really. Well, watch how you edit it.
It's just like all the random sidetracking, you know. I just want to get all that out, but I just like to get straight to the point. But thank you for the
Well,
story. I appreciate it.
You don't need to take some out. That's the thing. What the devils do.
Leave it all in.
Yeah. Whatever you
Yeah.
want to make different is your lion.
Your story is really good. I would love to have a copy of.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
I'll get it on YouTube.
If you get the whole thing.
Yeah, you get on YouTube and tell us how to listen to it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Gilda, for your story. I appreciate it,
Yeah.
and that's quite an intriguing story.
Getting really hot.
Yeah, I don't know people that are looking for right. Everybody's in the rights.
Yeah.
That's a communism.
Well, communism.
And if you want to be saved, you've got to be thinking and being free. Everything's kingdom, God dumb, D-U-M-B.
Yeah. Wow.
And doom, King Doom. Everything's for death.
Wow.
So like I said, just when I couldn't read anymore because of the cataracts I had, I read the Bible. It said the Bible was written for death, hell, and the grave.
Yeah.
So stupid. I wasted all my life trying to get the right while I was doing the wrong.
They only help people in the church if you're like one of.
Yeah, a believer.
Yeah. They won't help you if otherwise. That's interesting.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool. Well, thank you for watching.
Yeah.